This video is going to be an introduction to photosynthesis. So this is volume 1 of the photosynthesis videos. Just to remind you, photosynthesis is the process by which plants make food in the form of sugars from carbon dioxide, water, and light energy. They also make oxygen as a byproduct, so we all can breathe. The equation for photosynthesis is 6 CO2, carbon dioxide, plus 6 H2O, water, plus sunlight makes, and I sort of ran out of room here, C6H12O6, glucose, plus 6O2. Okay, oxygen. There are 3 parts to photosynthesis. Part number, or actually, you know what, I'm going to go over the part of the chloroplast first. The chloroplast starts off in an ovular shape, sort of like the mitochondria does, but the inner and membrane is just along the edge. It's not folded like the membrane of the mitochondria. So we have the inner membrane and outer membrane, and then inside of chloroplasts, we end up having these stacks of sort of membrane. I like to think of them as like membrane pita pockets, just these sort of membranous discs. Okay, and these membrane discs are called, the stacks are grana. A single disc is called a thylakoid, and so the membrane of the thylakoid is merely called the thylakoid membrane. Okay, the inside space of the chloroplast is called the stroma, and then of course you have the inner and outer membrane, which I won't label here. There are going to be 2 parts to photosynthesis. Part number 1 takes place on the thylakoids, and part number 2 takes place in the stroma. And I will mention, for both photosynthesis and cellular respiration, notice the trend here. The parts that take place on membranes are a big part of both photosynthesis and cellular respiration. So the membranes where these reactions take place, there's a lot of those membranes. There are a lot of these folded thylakoids in chloroplast, and there was a lot of that inner membrane by sticking so much of it in the mitochondria that it had to be folded so much. That's one of those structures related to function ideas where, you know, the more folded membrane you have, the more membrane you have, the more of the reactions you'll be able to fit onto that membrane. And so this reaction number 1 that takes place in the thylakoid membrane is actually where you capture sunlight and gain its energy. And so that's very important. So we have lots and lots of these grana stacks of thylakoids in the chloroplast.